The time is now. 13 indigenous grandmothers from all 4 directions heard these words in prophecy and came together. They were told their Mother Earth was in agony and that they must come forward now to help us heal her and all her inhabitants. They were told that nothing will change unless we change, all of us. They are here to show us the way. Upstate New York, the original homeland of the Iroquois Nation. The grandmothers meet each other for the first time here in this historic place.
My name is Agnes Baker Pilgrim. I was born in a little town called Logston, Oregon, delivered by the midwife who is my grandmother.
Pues mi nombre es Julieta Casimiro.
My name is Julieta Casimiro. My mother-in-law taught me how to use 4 different medicines.
My name is Clara, Shinobu e Yura. E abençoados por poder viver na floresta amazônica.
Inside the forest is such happiness that we have there. We really like to show mankind that this joy and this happiness is possible.
Amabombo is the name I gained after I became a healer. At the moment, there is no peace in the world. So the grandmothers are trying to do their best with the power of prayer to help.
My Yupik name, Bamilwan, means the tail end, because I was born in the tail end of the old ways.
My name is Flor de Mayo.
I learned to use the herbs with my mother.
My mother was a curandera.
Curandera is a female that heals.
Maria Alice Campos Freire. I'm happy to live on the earth, to be in harmony with all creatures.
Je suis Bernadette Rebieno.
I am Bernadette Rebineau.
Je suis enseignante de profession.
I am teacher.
Je suis tradithérapeute.
I am therapist.
Je suis guérisseuse.
I am a healer.
J'ai 23 petits-enfants.
I have 23 grandchildren.
I had my first grandchild 15 years ago, and my aunts remembered the grandmother blessing, so they all ordained me to grandmotherhood.
My sister and I grew up on the Pine Ridge Reservation.
I had 7 boys, and I had 1 daughter.
When I had Al, I almost had him in a teepee in a Native American church ceremony.
My name is Tsiring Roma Gerdon. I came from Tibet.
My name, Palaka, it means the butterfly.
The way the grandmothers see it, our Mother Earth has gifted us with 4 sacred elements to keep us alive and well: water, air, earth, and fire.
I'd like to acknowledge the sacred fire that is here today. There was a time in our lives as indigenous people that we were walking upon this earth. We didn't have maps. We did not have road signs. Yet we were able to journey. When we felt like we were lost, we would sit down and we would say our prayers in front of this ground of fire. We would be shown the direction to go. All of these grandmothers that have come together in this good way, seeking something good, not only for yourself, but for all of the world. Always respect it, always look to it. Let it be there to help you.
This is a holy time of the day. We greet the grandfather son. My native name, Tawaiwi, means morning star.
The Kuksan, Unkaditilik of close knowledge. Oh, Great Spirit, the creator of all, we thank you for surrounding each and every one of us with your love and your protection. I pray you look down upon us this morning with favor, that we look beautiful in your eyes. We are your grandchildren.
I want to tell you a little bit how all of this has come to be here. It's been almost 20 years ago when the spirits took me and my life and took me on a path that I had no idea was going to take me here tonight.
Jyoti is a spiritual teacher whose vision has brought her into relationship with indigenous women around the world.
I traveled to Africa. I met Bernadette. I told her this vision I was beginning to have, and I kept seeing the circle of grandmothers.
In 2002, Jyoti came to Gabon, my place. One morning, Jyoti said to me that we must unite.
Je lui ai demandé, est-ce que tu es prête?
And I said to her, are you ready?
Elle me dit oui.
And she said yes.
And I thought, how do you find these grandmothers that are being called this way? But when I went into meditation, that small whispering voice said to me, start always with relations. And through those relations, these 13 grandmothers that represent nations and peoples from all over this world are sitting with you today.
Let us gather around, grandmothers.
In Native tradition, all deliberations take place in a meeting called a council. The meeting is set in a circle so that no one is seated at the head.
My sister and I, we didn't know what we were coming to, and we didn't know how we were supposed to dress or anything. I didn't think that we was going to walk into a council right away. So we were dressed like ranchers. And we went in, and there's all them people in New York, and everybody was dressed, and we were looking like farmer girls.
I'll introduce myself as Rita, Long Visitor, Holy Dance. And this is the very, very first time in my life that I have to speak in front of anybody.
Well, bless your heart, you're doing good.
So if I make any mistakes, don't laugh.
I remember the first time that I received information about the grandmothers. I remember the letter coming to me, and I thought, as I opened the letter, my goodness, this sounds like something big.
When we met first time, grandmothers, all of us, we cried. And we had this feeling, all of us, we shared this feeling of being guided.
Many of us are not here by chance. Many of us have had visions. Many of us are walking in that vision.
I had a vision. The ancestors told us to heal the world.
When Rita was 9 years old, her great-grandmother gave her 13 stones and 13 eagle feathers, knowing that one day she would be a part of this council.
And 13 is the number, 13 moons in our year, 13 feathers, perfectly balanced white tail feathers of the eagle. Oh. And I feel today that it's completed. The 13 is going to open to the universe.
Until I was 28, I didn't believe in almost anything that was spiritual. When suddenly my life started to change, I started having visions. They told me the planet was in agony, and there would come a time when I would participate in an encounter of great spiritual wisdom, when we will be united to watch over the destiny, the fate of this planet. And this year, when I received this invitation, it was really hard for me to believe.
I want to remember here this continuing the words of Clara, because we were called by the same spiritual force. And this old man, it was called Padrinho Sebastião, was our leader. He had his vision of this end of one period of the world, that would be a big change. And what I want to remember here is that he said women would lead this last time of transmutation.
Je vois comme si c'était un rêve.
I saw it as a dream, and it's happening now as a reality.
These visions hold the key to the door that we're knocking on at the moment.
Prophecy isn't something that's down the line somewhere in the distant future. It's now. Look at the nature, look at the water, look at this air, look at this fire, the sun even. Look at this earth. We are in the 11th hour.
Mother Nature's angry. And we're not going to fix it unless we change. All of us. Change. Where we Sundance, especially there, they're trying to drill for uranium now. So we're going around trying to get people to sign our little petition.
In the state of Oregon, where I come from, there's over 200 species of animal life that's gone.
All the drugs that's coming in, that wasn't here before.
Younger boys that go and ask their grandmas for money. And if they don't give it to them, them grandmas get beat up.
In my village there is violence, so I stay in prayer all the time.
It took me a month to escape Tibet. I had 3 children, and my oldest child was going to school run by the Chinese, and I was afraid that if I brought him along with me when I escaped, that the Chinese would know that we had left.
We're in a very delicate period right now.
On ne doit plus reculer.
We can't go backwards anymore.
It is a very, very short period that we have.
On ne doit plus avoir peur.
We cannot have fear anymore.
It is an absolute essence that we move as quickly as the light.
And we better hurry up. We have to talk louder, sing louder. Or maybe we got to talk like our elders used to tell stories, real quiet, so everybody can listen.
I'd like to know if each one of the grandmothers sitting here at the table have decided to formalize this group, to become a formalized organization.
I think that it's important that we have an organization that speaks for peace and for the well-being of all. That the grandmothers are able to pass along these teachings to the next generation.
This is new for her, but she thinks that if we're going to be able to speak our voice, and our voice is going to be heard around the planet, our voice is going to take wings, then she said she agreed with it.
When we say the moment is now, we have to put our voice, this is what we have to do, I believe.
S'il vous plaît.
Please.
Essayons de créer cette alliance.
Let's try to create this alliance.
La main dans la main.
Hand in hand.
I think the grandmothers that are gathered here, that they're all thinking the same way.
There's no turning back. And I hope the grandmothers all think that way.
And maybe we are a little late, but we're here. The grandmother from all 4 corners. And from the north, and she's from the east, and she's from the south. And she's from the west. And we're out here for our generation, for our little ones.
We are now going to smoke the sacred peace pipe. While you ladies are smoking the sacred peace pipe, I will be singing a song in honor of you.
We are witnessing a growing movement, a resurgence of indigenous wisdom, of indigenous healing, of indigenous knowledge systems, in fulfillment of the ancestral prophecy that says, "The people of the world will walk together down the red road, a path leading to peace, harmony, and unity for all."
We have been brought together by a common vision to form a new global alliance. We are the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. Ours is an alliance of prayer, education, and healing for our Mother Earth, all her inhabitants, all the children, and for the next 7 generations to come.
The flame that initiated the Grandmothers' Gathering in upstate New York came from a fire first lit by Iroquois Chief Shenandoah in 1986. It went around the world as a prayer for peace, and then came to rest at a healing sanctuary in Chimaya, New Mexico. When the Grandmothers arrived in New Mexico for their second gathering,
everything is good.
It's good.
It's good.
They found the same fire waiting for them at this beautiful little church. The Grandmothers decided to carry out their mission through visits every 6 months to each other's homelands as part of their global healing journey.
Welcome to New Mexico. Thank you for being here. 6 months after the time that we met.
Nicaraguan Mayan grandmother Flor de Mayo, currently making her home in New Mexico, is hosting the second gathering along with the Tewa Women United.
It is a blessed moment. We are going to initiate our gathering. Yesterday we went to pick up the sacred fire for the occasion. When we are praying, it goes out into the universe. Thank you. Blessings to you, Grandmother, on this sacred day. Thank you so very much for the circle of oneness, the continuous energy, the circle of life, the circle of unity, the circle that we find peace, and the circle of understanding.
The Grandmothers create an open council meeting so that people can come to share their concerns and initiate projects with them.
This movement has been developing. The movement of women, the movement of people of color, the movement of indigenous peoples. And the good thing is now everybody has one enemy. The enemy is greed.
As an educator, I work with many children.
I'm here today to initiate a project.
Your work is an inspiration. We have schools, but they're teaching our children how to tear up our Mother Earth.
The idea is to bring children to each grandmother's country.
Why can we not bring our earth knowledge to the schools?
It's an old Miwok land. It's been ravaged by modern civilization. The creek that used to run through there year-round doesn't anymore. It was clear to me, water comes first.
The community that we come from, we're a river community. In South Dakota, where we've been in a drought for about 5 years.
So my mother, she has to buy water to drink. That river water that my brother talked about, that's what we used to drink.
We all know water is our Earth Mother's blood, and we're losing it around the world.
I'd like to get people to start, blessing the water and telling it's sacred, and thank it for what it does for us.
And so as we leave from this moment on, continue to say a prayer to the Creator to help her with our Earth Mother's blood. The Tewa women will be here, and we want to be on time. We don't want them to think we're running on Indian time today. Okay? Yeah.
The Tewa Women United welcome the grandmothers with a traditional Native American powwow. This dance is called All Things Need to Be in Balance.
We are here because of a vision. The ancestors, the spirit of the grandmothers, have told us to teach all of the children of the world all of the medicine that we know for the generations to come.
Grandmother Flor Mayo co-founded the Institute of Natural and Traditional Knowledge to cultivate plants and to make medicine from them. They also collect and preserve seeds from plants that are moving towards extinction.
This is Emilio, and this is his specialty. His gift that Spirit gave him is to have the ability to understand the spirit of the sacred plants.
It's very important for us to be in very close connection with them and making the ceremony, making the offering. When you touch the seeds, you are touching a life like us. That's the way the Indian people, we have this relation with seeds.
This plant is extinct. It's an African plant, and we received it from the Zulu elder by the name of Credo Muktua, and it is for AIDS, for heart problems, for diabetes, and for cancer. The African people cannot buy it anymore. It has been sold by the government, and the caplets are too expensive for the poor people to buy. So we have a dream that we are going to grow as much as we can, and we're going to send the medicine to the world. This is our dream.
Many of the grandmothers have visions and dreams that prove to be prophetic.
C'est la première fois que je viens au Mexico.
It's the first time I'm coming to New Mexico, so I don't know anything about this place.
Nuit d'avant-hier.
The night before last,
J'avais préparé mon hôtel.
I had prepared my altar on the ground,
Et une femme m'a parlé.
and a woman spoke to me,
Et elle m'a dit,
and she said to me,
femme,
"Woman,
tu es femme comme
you are a woman
regarde
like me.
mon
Look
ventre,
at my belly,
comment il est.
how it is." It was a star.
Que c'était difficile de regarder. J'ai vu une grande
The
lumière.
star was so strong that it was difficult to look at.
Et dans cette lumière, une femme.
And in this light,
Elle me dit,
the woman spoke to me. I don't know where, but what is sure, the grandmothers will find a place for themselves.
Many years before the grandmothers came to New Mexico, Star Dreaming was created by a man named James Jereb under the supervision of his spirit guides.
Not until 1996 did I actually speak to other realms in a medicine wheel in Sedona. And I just started meditating, and then all the stones burst into flames. And this grandfather spirit with long hair, like 10 feet long, appeared and said, you are not who you think you are, and you will start painting and creating temples and sacred spaces. I mean, I'm a left brain intellectual at this point, that I don't have a clue what any of that meant. The design of the Temple of Magic is a spiral with a heart stone and then 20 tons of crystal from Tucson. And then there's a star that goes around the heart in the center, and 13 fairly large stones that went around it. My guides said the stones were going to represent various grandmothers. Not necessarily in the physical, though. They wanted me to make music, so I was drumming a lot. And that's when they said, the grandmothers will come. And I saw a woman in front of each stone, and Bernadette had the dream. When the real grandmothers, at least in the physical, came, they were so connected to their particular stone. It was so beautiful.
It has a heart here, and it has a heart here.
13 grandmother stones that I give them all last year at New York. They grow. These are the stones. This is the grandmother's prediction.
This is like Bernadette's dream when she saw it.
It's fulfilled.
In her dream vision, Bernadette was also told that she must lay down her prayer in this place for the grandmothers.
The woman told me with a big voice, 3 times, you must pray. You must pray. You must pray.
Esta viúva veio do astral, no astral superior. Essa viúva veio do astral, no astral superior. Ela é divina e consagra as medicinas, essas flores são finas do nosso Pai Criador. Ela é divina e consagra as medicinas, essas flores são finas do nosso Pai Criador.
3 of the grandmothers are visiting the village of Mapia in the heart of the Brazilian Amazon. It is the home of the grandmothers Maria, Lisi, and Clara, and of the church of the Santo Daime community.
We've been traveling for 5 days now. Today, all day in the boat.
We had one visit of 3 of the grandmothers of our group, and we are already 2 there, so we are 5 grandmothers of the council.
You got a beautiful girl.
Yes.
What a trip, huh?
Yes. This is my house.
I saw 1 alligator. We saw 3. Yeah. And a snake, a big green one.
You did see a snake?
Oh,
We saw one
wow.
alligator.
This is a big challenge to live in a spiritual community in the middle of the jungle. I live in Amazon rainforest, where we practice traditional medicine with holy plants, sacred plants. Hello, who are you?
Eu moro no Céu do Mapiá, mesmo lugar que a Maria Alice.
I live in Céu do Mápia, the same place as Maria Alice.
Nessa comunidade espiritual, fomos levadas pelo...
We were taken to this spiritual community by Godfather Sebastião, who was the founder of the community.
Padre Sebastião, he recognized in us this healing gift. We work always together, complementary. I'm preparing and researching medicine. She's leading the small hospital there.
Santo Daime is a sacred medicine made from a native plant.
Na verdade, aqui o professor é o Daime.
The real teacher here is the Santo Daime. It teaches us to grow and provides for us whatever we need to experience at that moment. And when people participate in this work, they begin to feel the strength of their guides. They gain awareness and understanding.
O Santo Daime, ele abre uma...
The Santo Daime opens a door to our perception.
Quando as pessoas dizem que o Santo Daime...
So when people say that Santo Daime is a drug,
a droga deixa a pessoa totalmente...
drugs leave everybody unconscious.
Santo Daime, ao contrário,
And Santo Daime, on the contrary,
aguça a nossa consciência.
makes us even more conscious.
The grandmothers believe that once our consciousness is awakened, we will be unstoppable in our effort to return wholeness and balance to life.
Ayahuasca, the tea, the sacred tea, and the Indian and the Amazonian people. They use that tea in order to heal, in order to find the origin of the diseases of that people. It would be called Santo Daime. When you drink the tea, it's like making an invocation of strength, of love, of union, and then you receive this power from the beverage.
Eu cheguei aqui
I came here to the Céu do Mapia very sick. I had gone to the city Rio Branco, and the doctors there said they couldn't fix my problem. They said it was cancer. This whole side of my body I could no longer feel. I couldn't even pick up a spoon to eat. When I got here, I started drinking the daime, and God healed me with the Santo Daime, with a liter of daime that the man gave to me. When I finished, the tumor was very small.
13 years ago, I was looking for healing because the doctors gave me about a half year to live because of a very complicated brain tumor. So I was looking for healing, and I met a man, and he invited me to do some Santo Daime works. So it is now 13 years later, instead of a half a year, so thanks God. The Santo Daime had a good benefit for me.
answer your question, she says, Je vous ai vu prendre une plante sacrée, l'ayahuasca.
I saw you taking ayahuasca. I've been initiated in ayahuasca in Peru by an old master. I am a master in Iboga, so I understand the difference. These plants are sacred. Ayahuasca and Iboga. I respect all the sacred plants because I know their value.
Meu Senhor, eu vou pedir a permissão para colher vossos remédios. Eu vou rogar vossa benção. Ó seres das plantas, eu vou pedir a permissão.
In her prayer, Julia is asking the plant's permission to use it for the healing of her brothers and sisters. Then she asks Mother Earth for her blessing so that more plants will grow in its place.
Frutificai em mais remédios para curar esta nação. Ó Mãe Terra, eu vou pedir vossa benção. Frutificai em mais remédios para curar esta nação. Eu vou agradecer a todos os seres em comunhão, na fé do nosso Pai, na vida e na evolução. Eu vou agradecer a todos os seres em comunhão, na fé do nosso Pai, na vida e na evolução.
Grandmother Bernadette injured her knee on the long journey to Mafia.
We are living this kind of big imbalance in the world, but so many beautiful things are happening.
Do laboratório?
After a harrowing journey up narrow mountain roads, the grandmothers arrive in Hualta de Jimenez, the home of grandmother Julieta.
We are all sisters in my house. We are here together to pray for peace throughout the world.
This is the day that we pray for peace, the day that we bring everybody together in harmony. This is the purpose of the grandmothers.
Indigenous peoples of the world have suffered deep and lasting wounds inflicted by European colonists with the sanction and blessing of the Catholic Church. In a papal decree of 1493 that's still on the books, the Pope called for the subjugation of non-Christian people, the seizure of their lands, and their forced conversion. In the process, millions of indigenous people were killed. In October 2005, the grandmothers wrote a letter to a high-ranking cardinal at the Vatican, asking the Pope to retract the medieval papal bulls and to affirm the Catholic Church's belief that all people are equal before the Creator. The cardinal replied that it would be taken into serious consideration, but there has been no response from the Vatican yet.
Maybe the best thing this council could do would be to request an audience with the Pope for a more broad issue of discussing relations between indigenous peoples and the Catholic Church. And we could ask for a meeting with this council or representatives of this council with the ambassador to discuss further steps. Ideally, we get the grandmothers in this discussion with the Vatican, because that's where the strength lies, in your presence, really.
I'd like for the grandmothers to consider taking time for us to be together and share and just connect with each other with, you know, our hearts and our minds and our spirits, you know. I think that's so important. I'd like to hear some things from our relative here from Nepal, Amma. I'd like to hear what she has to say.
It started with my father. My father was a very great shaman. My father passed away at the age of 80. 9 years later, his spirit began to visit me. When his spirit started to visit, I began shaking and I started swaying like my father used to. I would walk around. I didn't obey anybody. Other people said that I was going crazy. They even took me to hospitals, lamas, and priests. They thought I needed to be cured.
When I was a child, they thought I was crazy too. I think I'm still crazy. When I was a little girl, 4 years old, I played doctor. I really make them feel better. And my mother used to say, don't listen to the people, but don't tell them about you. So that was the hardest thing, because ever since I could talk, I never stopped talking.
It is my pleasure because it is my turn. It's time for them to come to my land. The work is sacred. All the work that we do is sacred and healing. I work with the holy children, the sacred mushroom. I was 17 years old when my mother-in-law introduced me to them. Those sacred mushrooms give you light. They give the light of understanding, of knowledge, and the light of truth. I want them to know about Niño Santo. This is not a gimmick. That is why I don't tell them about it. They take it and I accompany them. Then they'll know what it feels like.
Bautízame, Señor, con tu Espíritu. Bautízame, Señor, con tu Espíritu. Y déjame sentir el juego de tu amor. Aquí mi corazón, Señor. Y déjame sentir el juego de tu amor. Aquí mi corazón, Señor.
Foi uma experiência inesquecível para mim.
It was an unforgettable experience for me.
No começo eu estava com um pouco de medo.
In the beginning I was a little afraid.
Tinha muito cogumelo dentro do meu prato.
There was many mushrooms in my dish.
Aí eu falei, e no prato da Mona tinha menos.
Mona's plate there was less mushrooms.
Eu falei, eu não vou comer tudo isso.
So I said to myself, I cannot eat all of this.
E deixei um pouco de
lado. So I left a little aside.
E de repente eu comecei a ter umas visões muito lindas.
And suddenly I had beautiful visions.
Aí eu pensei, deve ser isso, a miração.
I said, this must be it, these visions.
De repente eu comecei a entrar num processo interior.
Suddenly I entered an internal process.
A fazer limpezas de coisas que estavam perturbando minha mente.
Cleaning things that had been disturbing my mind.
E entrei em portas bem estreitas.
Very straight and narrow doors.
e aí quando eu entrei nessas portas, eu falei, meu Deus, eu não vou conseguir mais sair desse lugar.
When I got through these doors, I thought to myself, my God, will I ever be able to get out of this place?
Aí eu chamei o Padrinho Sebastião, meu guia.
So I called Padrinho Sebastião, my spiritual guide.
Ele disse, eu estou aqui com você, não se preocupe.
And he said, do not worry, I am here with you.
De repente a luz começou a sala que estava escura ficou com luz.
And then suddenly the room, which was dark, was lit inside.
É muito lindo.
It was really, really beautiful.
Aí eu senti que eu podia comer o cogumelo.
And then I felt I could eat all the mushrooms.
So, thank you so very much, beloved grandmother, Doña Julieta. Thank you, beloved spirit of the sacred children, the Santo Niños, and thank you for the sacred space and the sacred moment. Thank you so, so very much. And I would like to come back and spend some time with Doña Julieta and be here to learn a little bit more. Yeah, thank you.
At each gathering, the grandmothers have been sharing their unique ways of prayer. Grandmother Amma's prayer, calling in all the Hindu gods and goddesses, carry us from the west to the east.
Ram Lakshman Bir Hanuman Sai Satamasa Om Kali Om Kali Om Kali 33 Goti Devi Ratse Shimangara Mahaguru Mahaguru तो साथ देवी गजन में साथ प्रतिशत वर्षा साथ करना नाम सही सप्तः सही सतमन ना माटोला खत्ते से गांठे नहीं थे ओम शेते थार का नाम सब ओम महागुरु शेते में सता था लमला मा सबै शेष राम लक्ष्मण वीर हनुमान खत्ते से गांठे नहीं थे नमाला था भाषो नमाला से नहीं हांगर नमाला हम शो ला बाबा ला माथे है नमाला से थे नमाला हम भनता शो
New Delhi, India was the departure point for the grandmother's 14-hour journey to Dharamsala, India, the residence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and a second home for grandmother Sering.
The grandmothers' council decided to visit each other's countries. My country is Tibet, and it was taken by communist China. That's why my second home is Dharamsala in India, where the Dalai Lama and 80% of the Tibetan population escaped.
Grandmother Sering lights the sacred fire to initiate the fourth gathering of the Grandmother's Council.
When the Chinese first invaded Tibet, they said they would help us. But then they started making trouble. The Chinese had weapons, and they used them. On March 12, 1959, the Tibetan women rose up. And after a few days, many of the women leaders were arrested and killed.
After the Tibetan uprising against the Chinese in 1959, many Tibetans were scattered around the world. In Dharamsala, Grandmother Sering created the Tibetan Women's Association to unite all Tibetan women who are in exile.
We set it up to advocate for the rights of women in Tibet, for they do not have a voice. For those who have died, as well as all those still suffering. We made a promise never to forget their works or their struggles.
Never forget until we get freedom.
We would like to pray that the Chinese people will soften down and let the Tibetan people go home.
The grandmothers were invited by the Pioneers, a leading environmental organization, to join them at their annual conference in San Rafael, California, via satellite from Dharamsala. This space bridge was set up courtesy of Link TV.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
It's an honor to be here, and I honor the work that this conversation represents.
My name is Ariel Lucky, and my great-grandfather
settled a piece of land in the middle of Wyoming as a homestead, as a part of the Homestead Act. And so my family got this land for free.
Violently and terribly from the indigenous people who live there, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Lakota, all of the Plains Indians and tribes. And so I wanted to
ask for your perspective on ways that we can move forward and try to find balance and reconciliation and justice.
I'll try to answer that. Reconciliation, we have that already, our Lakota people. We try our best. Like I said, we use the pipe to pray, and we have to have peace in our hearts as well as with others.
So what happened in the past, we can't redo it. We can't bring it back. We have to move forward to carry that peace and carry it on so that
what you do with that land, make it plentiful, maybe feed the homeless, help the people, and have that peace in your heart.
Thank you. I want to call you son or grandson right away. My people, we make relations immediately. And
son, we need to talk about the pain.
We need to talk about solution, how we are going to heal this wound.
So, grandson, by you having courage to come to the world and to talk to the grandmothers, the world, about your feelings, that is the beginning. That is where the healing will start.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The grandmothers were privileged to be a part of a meeting with the Tibetan state oracle, a high-level advisor to the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile. The oracle accesses his information through mediumship. Using this ancient method of intelligence gathering, spirits from other worlds speak through him and offer prophetic visions.
We were told that there's a difference between the Eastern mind and the Western mind, and I have a Western mind question. When you received the information that when you were confirmed as the oracle, did you feel surprised or prepared or unprepared?
I was half prepared, half not prepared. There was the Western mind as well as the Eastern mind. It is a karma that I am selected as the medium.
Grandmother Margaret, last question.
I want to know if you can see where the grandmas are going.
Your grandmas are doing a lot of great works. You are doing so many great works for the benefits of so many people. So obviously, because your ideas are good, because the effort you are putting is good, you should be successful. Obviously, you should be successful. But if you ask me, is this a prediction? Then I said, this is not a prediction. I cannot predict my own future, then how can I possibly predict your future? If there is a trance, and during the time of trance, if you ask this particular question, then I think the oracle should be able to help you with the answer.
Like the oracle, Grandmother Clara is also a medium.
Teve uma pergunta que o que a gente faz para a gente se tornar médium?
To become a medium?
É se acordar.
It's wake up.
Para Deus.
To God.
E para sua missão.
And to your mission.
Então é se buscar, a se conhecer.
Get to know yourself.
E abrir seu coração.
Open your heart.
Para Deus poder falar com você.
So that God can talk to you.
Que nada do que foi feito tenha sido feito.
All the things that were being done were not done by me. I was only a physical vehicle for
Não sou eu.
It was not me.
É Deus.
It was God.
São as forças.
The forces.
Espirituais.
The spiritual forces.
Often when she is praying and channeling, Grandmother Clara is visited by the spirit of a little girl named Maria Zenia da Pria.
Viva!
Quem pode chegar a ele, né? Com a sua pureza, com a sua verdade.
Who are pure and truthful, they are the ones who can come closest to God. Because they are.
Elas não estão condicionadas a parecer ser.
They're not conditioned to seem like or to appear to be. They are.
The Dalai Lama started the Tibetan Children's Village as a nursery for 51 refugee children. Today, TCV serves over 16,000 children, many of whom are orphans. The children live at a school learning the Tibetan language, culture, and religion, all of which are outlawed in Tibet. These TCV students are currently taking part in a program created by Bridges to Understanding, which teaches them how to make digital stories and post them on the Bridges website to share with children all over the world.
My name is Kaki. I'm 14 years old and in the 9th grade at Tibetan Children's Village School in Dharamsala.
The children chose to tell a story about the grandmothers.
This week, 13 indigenous grandmothers from all over the world came here to pray for world peace and Tibet's freedom. We wanted to ask the indigenous grandmothers how they pray.
You are flowers for my heart. I always pray very early in the morning, during the whole day. For everything I do, I'm praying. And my way of praying is almost singing. The fire sings, the wind sings, the water sings, the earth sings. So we sing also to give thanks to Creator.
When I first saw the 13 grandmothers, I was scared, but when I smiled at them, they smiled back, and I felt that they were very sweet. Their prayer song sounded different from our Buddhist prayers, but they all had the same intentions as us. Also, I had no idea of what to expect from a grandmother. All I knew about my grandmothers was that they had white hair and walked slow. Finally, after waiting for a long time, since my birth, I found what I was wishing for.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama is returning from a visit with Pope Benedict XVI, just in time to celebrate the 46th anniversary of the founding of the Tibetan Children's Village. After the ceremony, Grandmother Tsering was able to arrange a special meeting between the Dalai Lama and the grandmothers.
It is to my knowledge that you are a very newly formed Grandma's Association.
So, I would like to express my congratulations. Grandmother means, I think, a lot of experiences. So, sharing from your experience, to share with our younger generation. If I am not a monk, I also may be grandfather. I'm grandfather, you are grandmother. So, I feel our values always there, no matter what age. Keeping our basic principle, such as human affection, human compassion, human friendship, or sense of responsibility, sense of community. So, your experience, you can share, you can teach our younger generation. I consider mother is real teacher of compassion. I feel the seed of my compassion come from or learn from my mother. Particularly at the time of just after birth. Well, just after birth. You see, my mother used to take me and cuddle. I think amount of the affection, I think mother's side is more stronger than father. At least my own experience, I think my mother more affection than my father. So therefore, in order to develop compassionate society, mother's role is very, very crucial. And then meantime, I think in various fields of human activities like economy, including politics, in every field, I think female should take more role. So that's all.
Is it possible that us 13 grandmothers could get an audience with the Pope? We wrote to the Pope, but we didn't get no response. Oh. But we would like to have an audience with him. How do we do that?
Repeat.
How do we...
Your request, I should repeat, insist.
Write again?
Huh?
Write to him again?
Yes. With it. Copy of the first letter.
Could you give us a letter that we got an audience with you? We could send it to him?
I think no harm. Yes? I think my officers can send a letter. Okay. But then when you have the audience, you should behave well. Otherwise, I got blamed.
When the grandmothers didn't receive a response from the Vatican, they traveled to Rome to attend one of the Pope's public audiences in St. Peter's Square. Even though the grandmothers learned when they arrived that the audience was canceled, they decided to plant their prayers in that holy site anyway. Word got out about the grandmother's intention, and many indigenous peoples from around the world sent along their prayers to join in this movement towards healing and reconciliation.
Secretary General, Anglican Indigenous Network, Hawaii.
We, the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers from regions throughout the world, hereby make this open statement to the Vatican that all people on the earth are equal and that all nations of the people have inherent rights to live free of all forms of domination.
Anti-Catholicism, and I have called security. You are not allowed to do this. Do you understand that?
No, I'm looking at what I filmed.
After the Vatican police stopped the prayers and shut the cameras down, an official from the office that issued their permit was summoned. He overruled the police. The grandmothers were able to complete their ceremony and deliver a gift for the Pope with the help of their first youth ambassador, Native American great-granddaughter Davian Stans.
I believe it's the Creator guiding everyone together to be part of a very, very special and sacred energy.
In our prayers, our spirit is powerful, is global presence. And so when we pray together, it can transform any kind of disagreement energy, because this intention is absolute.
Everybody around the world is just calling for prayer. It's what's bringing us together. You don't have to speak the language if you just pray. There's no need to translate that.
It's a very special honor to have the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. Last year, we linked with them via Space Bridge to their meeting in Dharamsala. These women elders have come together from all around the globe to make a stand on behalf of the sacred web of life and our collective future.
13 grandmothers of this world.
Thank you for bringing us together, heart to heart, mind to mind, and bringing us in a way of understanding. Thank you.
Grandmothers, सूर्यनारायण चन्द्रमा रक्षा क्षमा गरिदेऊ निर्माण अनुसार सही शीतल गरिदिनु परमेश्वर भगवान श्री दक्षिण गाली महाकाली रक्षा गरिदेऊ.
As they journey, the grandmothers continue to promote spiritual unity, the healing and preservation of the environment, human rights, and world peace.
Especially pray for the water, because water can heal.
As part of their mission, the grandmothers encourage and empower others to take the lead in their own communities to bring about a better world for the next 7 generations and beyond.
Muslim ho bahachach gdik av Kamadu. Call upon you and ask that you could bless us, each one of us, as we go from this gathering here on our separate ways. May our prayers, our thoughts, our feelings, our plans for a better future, for our future generations to come, let it be that way. Make it that way for us. Let the first step that we take out of this doorway here be in a positive direction towards that thought, that feeling, that prayer. These things I say to you for all my relations.
The time is now.
There needs to be a change in how we behave towards one another and how we conduct our lives and how we treat the environment. And there needs to be a connecting of people who share that kind of understanding.
It has been prophesied that towards the end of that last couple of years before 2012, that the women will have the power to move and to be leaders and to bring, people into the light.
When we heal ourselves, we also heal our ancestors, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, and our children. When we heal ourselves, we also heal Mother Earth.
We are not invited to be alive on this planet just only to suffer, but to blossom.
For those perhaps who are listening to me, just look at nature simply. By looking at nature, you can only believe in the existence of something that is beyond ourselves.
I feel like, as a grandmother, I am a warrior for life.
We have no walls. We want people to take this knowledge and to really move with it.